Madam, thank you so much for joining us. Of course, you need no introduction. You're Madam Trade. And trade is in the eye of the storm right now. How are you weathering that storm?
Well, it's a challenge, and it's quite stressful from day to day. But I think we're weathering it well. And the reason is largely that WTO members, out of every, have seen an opportunity in this crisis. They are now looking at the system they've taken for granted, Stephanie, and saying, this is an absolutely vital system. We need to preserve it. We need to reform it, of course, but we need to preserve what works, and it's vital for our economic development. So that's a good part of it.
Absolutely. So, undoubtedly, many opportunities for trade in Africa, huge explosive market waiting to be tapped into. What can you tell us about that?
Well, what I can tell you is that it's time for African leaders and peoples to really focus on the development of the continental free trade area. We absolutely need to now double the amount of trade among ourselves. It's that we're trading among ourselves. 15 to 20% of our trade is intra-Africa. And, that needs to improve. It means we also need to look at our trade costs, which are higher than anywhere else in the world, and bring that down, sweep away the barriers, trade more with each other, deal with the most vital logistical problems that are preventing us from, including the payment system. So I think there's a chance. Let me tell you, Stephanie, there's one thing I always tell people. Here we are, very stressed out because one of our countries, Lesotho, a small country, has traded with the US $200 million worth of textiles, okay, which, will be impacted by the tariffs. And I'm asking myself, why is a continent of 1.4 billion people importing 7 billion, spending 7 billion on importing the same textiles, including some of the same that Lesotho is making, allowing Lesotho to worry? Why don't we just buy all of what it... Yes, within the continent. Those are the kinds of ideas we need to develop, and develop fast.
Are the leaders listening when you talk to them about this?
I hope so. I think that this crisis has really, trade was never really a sexy subject, excuse the language.
But you made it sexy.
But now the crisis has really focused attention that we need to do things differently. Most of the African leaders I meet, they are really thinking about this and thinking, how do we trade more with each other?
Yeah, absolutely.